We are live.
We're live.
We are live.
Okay.
Wow,
what a framing.
Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
We're actually here. We're doing this.
I can't extend this further. See,
I mean,
you have
I
more
was able to
mobility
extend
than
it
I
further
do.
this.
Dude, I love watching myself like a couple seconds ago. Also, I can't believe that I'm the only one who matched the photo. Like, I thought that was the whole point.
I wanted to wear the T-shirt that actually inspired me to do this podcast.
I saw what Cubby was doing, and I was like, yeah.
You might want the mic a little bit closer, Pro.
Oh.
You can also adjust the arm.
No,
Yeah.
This arm is really weak.
No. The knob on the other side, you got
a little
it.
bit more. We have a gym in the apartment.
No, but like I'm tightening it up, and it's as tight as possible.
That's it. You got to be doing your stretches, man.
All right, this is the start to the podcast.
Whatever.
Guys, welcome to Raising an A.
I cannot
by the
pause
way.
your stream on my phone, Cuppy.
Yeah,
I'm just
chat
not
only.
going to be able to re-chat like at all.
You can go chat only.
That's a thing?
Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome to Raising an A. For those of you
my
just
God.
joining us, this is going to be honestly a really
got
fun
it.
project to tackle. I was really looking forward to doing this.
I had no expectations. You're just like, you're doing a podcast. I'm like, you got it, boss.
I feel like we just kind of got roped into this.
Yeah, I thought rope was my thing.
No, I know that was a great tweet. By the way. That really was a great
Christ.
tweet.
Oh my goodness.
But
You're going to learn, where's the... which
Very
one?
on
This
brand
one?
for
Yeah, you're
Josh.
going to learn way too much about us from this podcast. Don't worry about it.
If you guys think you got roped into it, I mean,
Yeah, Manny's just like tied up over on the side.
Yeah,
don't worry
can't-
about it.
wait,
You know
Manny's
what?
got a cam.
I do.
Yeah, show
Show
your
it off.
beautiful face to
That's what they say.
the audience.
Let's
Hello.
go. Oh,
I've got-
Manny,
Yeah, oh,
baby.
Manny.
not that, not just that. I got one of these too. Oh, over here. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, looky.
Lower third,
All right, now-
actually.
Okay,
Manny.
so guys, I actually do have something for you off
okay.
What's
the top of the day, and it is, and this is also a question for chat, by the way. I need you guys to figure out in this picture that I'm about to pull up who is who and why.
Oh,
And this will come up in a second for you guys because our monitor thing is scuffed. But chat, who's who? And you know what else I've got for
We
you
got the
guys?
hat. We got the hat over
Hang on.
here.
I got little heads.
It's not a flat brim hat, but I can turn it around. Can we recreate it, guys? I mean, we would have to mirror the image.
So
Oh, boy.
shit.
here's what I'm thinking. All right.
Where's Manny in this? Oh, wait. Okay, chat vote.
Okay.
Chat gets to vote. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
I think this
that's
one
good
is
shit.
too close to
Too
be
close.
anything else.
So for anyone getting this through audio only, first off, you should
That
probably
kid looks
switch
like a
over to
future
YouTube
golfer.
or Twitch. And second off, we have a great verbal meme going on, which is Fortnite actually overrated? And 3 kids on the couch. As we are on a couch.
Weird.
So what do you guys
I
think?
feel like
Do you guys
Mark
agree?
and I
the
need to
hat.
swap.
No, I feel okay.
You want it.
Hang on, no.
just on the-
Here's my logic. Here's my logic. Raafaa is in the red shirt, all right? Because back in that era, Raafaa would have been balling in one of those all-one shirts. Even if my photo
You're just
fits
trying
that
to
the
not
best.
be the red shirt guy.
I mean,
I'm
look,
not against. He has the
angle-
fancy hair, man.
The
Like,
angle for you with the headshot works perfectly. Like,
does.
It
But
works.
You also already reversed that headshot.
Exactly.
So
yes. Well,
yes.
I may have taken some artistic license with the headshots. to make this work. But yeah, no. This was my surprise for you guys.
this is
That's
great.
fantastic.
This is great.
But,
Thank you, Manny.
Yeah, that.
Also, before we really get into it, Manny, there was a salacious tweet made by Kangas not that long ago about the contents of our fridge.
Yes.
Could you give a first-hand eyewitness account of what you're actually seeing?
So I gotta say, Kangas kind of did you guys dirty on that one. There is stuff in the caster fridge. I was told the story.
Yes.
He took the photo while they were making food. I gotta say, Kangas
cooked
is
for him.
This is exactly
We
he
cooked for him and Mazel.
He betrayed you guys. Honestly, that's
Thank you,
what I gotta
Dirty
say.
stuff from.
Thank you,
Kangas.
Manny.
The problem is it's already out there in the world.
This is why we are paying you the small bucks to
Exactly.
go fend our honor.
He's getting paid?
Yeah, wait, I'm getting paid.
I didn't ask for you guys to pay me for Chipotle. It's
That's
Oh wow,
true.
we get
Chipotle was
paid
free.
dinner.
Let's go.
Oh, that's step one.
All right.
Wait,
well,
hang on. What was that, Manny? I missed that.
Oh, I said it. I said that's true. But in the chat, Ravish is requesting you guys remove your shoes.
No, I've actually never worn these shoes before.
Feet
So
pics!
I was saying. All right, but before we get
is
too
already
goofy,
well.
The parrots on that.
before we get too goofy, this podcast is actually called Raising an A to talk about NA League of Legends. But I mean, part of the fun of this was also like we live in a house together, so we get to just chill out every Tuesday now and have fun. As you can see, we have beverages. If you guys are an adult and would like to join us, feel free to drink
Or a child
responsibly.
in Canada.
But yeah, I mean, this was something where like I know I really wanted to do this just because I had fun doing podcasts. I couldn't do one with LCK, and when we did Raising an A, like with me, Raafaa, and Smacks, we always wanted to have a producer. We were trying to get Lauren, and when I ran it by Manny, and Manny was like, "I'm in." I built out the OBS, and I was like, "Yes." And for those that don't know, Manny's actually you have a role in the LCS, which I'll let you talk about because I don't know what your title is now because I know it changed. But also, Manny's been helping me with like all my projects for way too long now.
Yeah, I guess basically I am a associate producer on LCS. I also do like a bunch of editing, producing, freelance stuff. So we got some good things cooking for you guys on LCS. I know the community. I know it's been a rough off season for the community, but we do have some fun stuff planned on broadcast. I can at least promise that.
Yeah, so we actually have 2 LCS ins now because I guess our first tidbit for you guys, necessary news. Raafaa.
Oh, we're just launching right into it.
Yeah, we're just getting into it. Raafaa, you're on LCS. That's necessary news. We feel like.
Remember, this is the bit where
it's
we're
not-
trying not to talk about it.
Woo!
It's not that necessary. I'm just, casting on LCS and on weekdays.
You had a pretty sweet promo video, by the way.
Shout outs to Sylvex for helping me put that together. So I had a script originally, and it was like, the original premise was about 10 minutes long. So I went to Kangas, and Kangas helped concise it down. Then I took
10's
that
a lot.
to Sylvex, and Sylvex is like, this is great. We need to cut more shit still. And I'm like, fuck. So it was mostly a lot of the details, but Sylvex was very adamant on like if you put this on YouTube, it's not going to get the traction that you really want it to do. Like if you get it to the 2-minute 20 length for Twitter, unless I ever got a check mark, then you just put the short thing.
You can buy the check mark now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but wasn't the real angle like you get the short version for like 2 minutes on Twitter and then you put the real thing on YouTube?
that's what I thought about doing.
So you're saying there's a Dan Snyder cut of the Raafaa reel?
Yeah, except it's 5 times.
Well, it would be a Dan Schneider cut if was, or what is it? No,
Zack Snyder.
Zack
Snyder.
All
You
right,
said Dan
now-
Schneider.
Dan
Wait, that's
Schneider-
the dude.
we got
no,
feet
we
on the
can't- we
brain.
can't talk
No,
about
yeah,
him.
no.
All right.
Move on.
Manny, we need to start the broadcast over.
That show was in Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't have the ability to do that, unfortunately.
Okay. Anyway, not
All right.
that Snyder.
Move on. Zack Snyder.
Anyway, that cut never got made because Sylvex is like, listen, we gotta just take the script and get it to about here, and then we got it to a 2-minute length, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had expectations for that video. I did not expect it to be that viral. Like,
Oh, I did. I could have told you that you were going to do at least 200 retweets, minimum.
I mean,
It was that video and your caster reel I put out. I think your caster reel was the best reel I've seen. Not so I get like too in the weeds, but like you wrote the song that went behind your caster reel. No one else has done that, and it was raw and you. And I know that your reel had no impact on you getting LCS, but between that and like the video you put out, like I think you're set up pretty well for Thursday. Besides the fact I have Chipotle in the fridge and I'm going to sit next to the stage.
oh my god. Well, did you actually buy tickets for the LCS Cubby? Because we're
You
sold
think
out.
we bought tickets?
Yeah, dude, we're bigwigs now. We're roommates with
We're
an LCS
esports
caster.
famous.
Oh,
now.
you think
We're
I could
roommates
just
with an
get you
LCS
in?
You just
caster?
hang on your coattails. at
And
this point.
also, our producer also works in LCS.
I can sneak you guys in the side door.
Yeah, there we go, Manny.
We have a
That's what's up.
side door?
Have you seen that building? There are so many side doors.
I have not
I mean-
been all the way around. I just got to see the Riot campus on Monday. Like I have not been that I've been around everything else.
All right, first thing from chat, audio on the other cam is an echo. So I assume that has audio coming through.
Oh, you know what? I bet this is this is one of the fun little production, I guess, anecdote. One of these cameras also has audio, but the others don't.
Correct.
which is
Yeah, you have to mute these.
Let's go. We were also down a
Here,
camera.
all right, chat. We're all gonna be quiet while Manny switches to. Or I guess you have studio mode on, so you.
All right, it's done. It should be fixed now.
Wow, that dude, Cubby Productions could never match that.
I mean, I had to expose them to the sound for like half a second, but it's good. I mean, honestly, considering the fact that we constructed this in your living room over the span of the last like 2 or 3 hours, I think it's going pretty good.
Wow.
Weeble says they still hear echo.
Hold on. While I was building furniture. Because we needed to build the dining room table and shit.
Yeah, so we okay, funny story. We did not have.
We're going to talk about NACL and
and-
LCS, I swear. But first off, we are going to talk about real life stuff in this podcast.
and-
So here we go.
Yeah, we did not have an actual like producer's table for Manny to set up shit on. The original plan was we're gonna move Cubby's desk, but then Cubby saw that the dining table came in, which was not supposed to come until tomorrow. It came early.
Sometimes it pays to come
and
early.
so Cubby just killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Wouldn't know.
Keep going.
I know that's all I had. It was just we were really efficient. We got dining table set up, and now it's being used as Manny's workstation.
What are we actually supposed to be talking about?
Well, I mean, first, it was necessary news, but also Manny. So we do have some segments going, and some of the ideas of the segments is that, of course, like we do want to talk about serious stuff, but also we want to have fun with this because it is us from our living room, and we get along, and you know,
Do we?
sometimes we're funny.
Do we?
We get along.
Yeah, man, we're we're pretty. Yeah, Covercast is where it's at.
All right.
We're all minorities somehow.
Yeah, but
All right, Manny. I'm gonna cozy on up over on your side.
oh wait, we're room divided right now.
It's
We got
the,
NACL
Hispanic
versus the
panic.
LCS. Thoughts?
Thinking about that, his name is Sanchez.
No. It's like, because if I agree to that, then I'm betraying Destrux, because Destrux coined that term for me and him.
No,
So,
you're Latin lovers.
do you want to be Latin lovers, Manny?
You are ignoring the fact that I have like absolutely the whitest voice in existence. Like this is fact.
Oh man. Well, this is off to a great start. This is exactly what I wanted. But we do have something that we were going to talk about before we get to NACL, which we're going to do every week, and that is called the most LA thing that happened to you this week. Because LA is a wild town, guys, and we've had some crazy shit happen to us already.
Who's going first?
We're gonna put it on Mark first because I know that you have a good story. I feel like Mark's is a little bit shorter.
Yeah. For me, well, okay, 2 quick anecdotes. And it's all around the same thing, and it's just how much parking fucking sucks in LA. Like, I hate parking.
Wait, okay,
I wasn't there for this.
I can't roast you on this because it's not even close to the roast that you gave me on Hotline League.
Yeah.
But I can be honest with this.
sure.
So we were going to meet Kelsey, our boss from last year, for coffee in Santa Monica, like before she had to go to practice. And we were looking for parking, and you had a parking lot, like garage, like looked up on your phone. And then we tried to go in. It was like a one-way alley, and we couldn't turn in because there was a fucking truck blocking it. So then we parked in the next closest lot, and we parked there for 90 minutes.
Not even.
And it was, the parking lot was a flat rate of $20. And you park there instead of the street.
I've seen those. They're terrible.
Yeah. I come from Utah suburbs, so we don't really do street parking unless you
That'd be
go downtown. So,
Honestly, that's like a gamer moment for me with Shakarez. Just like pay $20 for parking. Fuck it.
well, like we were running out of time. I didn't want to be late to meet with Kelsey, so like I'm not accustomed to street parking yet. So I saw an open parking
How's
lot.
your parallel parking work?
Well, my parallel parking's fine. It's just I'm not used to like identifying from a distance while going 20, 30 miles per hour on the roads and being like, okay, you know what? I'm going to choose that spot. I like fast open spaces and immediately like identifies visually. I'm like, okay, that's where I can go park, right? So, but I didn't see that it was going to be $20 fucking for a flat rate. I just like pulled in. I think that's the important thing that
I saw it.
Yeah,
I did see it.
you didn't tell me.
No, I was like, you sure you want to park here? And you're like, yeah, it's fine.
Well,
and
I
thought
didn't
you
know it
saw
was going to be $20.
It was literally like you walked in and there was like a guy working the parking thing. And it
Cubby,
was right there. Sorry.
Okay, I didn't see.
He's learning. It's a learning moment.
I didn't
Yeah.
see. I
Suburbs
have
moment.
other fucking things that are like on my peripheral vision when I'm trying to drive. So anyway, I didn't see the $20 sign. I just saw that it was an open parking lot and there was no spaces. So I'm thinking, okay, that's where I'm gonna go park. And then I was just about to book it and leave because I thought it was just like open parking. And the guy was like, "Hey, you need to pay." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah.
We also tried to do that.
I was like, oh yeah, of course. And it's like, "How much is it per hour?" And he's just like, $20. I'm like, what? In my mind, I didn't like tell him, go fuck off first. I was just like, oh, I guess I have to eat this L. I mean, that sucks. But anyway, that's one. The other one is we were missing a couple cables for 2 of these microphones because I
Yeah.
had them shipped from my house. Shout out to my dad who figured out how
friend
to
of the program.
Poppy Raafaa.
yeah, figured out how to do UPS. He's never used like UPS before, so he was like scared. Like, do I just bring in the microphones to the UPS and they take care of them? I'm like, yes, Dad. It's okay. Like that's all you have to do. But anyway, we got the microphones. I forgot to tell him we need to get cables, and it was the day before. So I'm like, okay, well, there's a Guitar Center on. I think it went to the one in Sunset Boulevard, and I was trying to figure out where parking was going to be for that, and I'm trying to like do it without taking my eyes off the road and getting into an accident of like, okay, can I find street parking here? There's no street parking whatsoever because it's all taken up. So I try to find a public parking lot. I pull into there, and I don't realize that the name Ralph's Parking Lot, I just thought it was like a name of a parking lot. I didn't realize Ralph's is a fucking grocery store as well. So I was leaving. They're like, "Hey, are you going to be using our store?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, and so I just took the L again and got out of the parking lot and looked for a different parking spot. And then so I looked up like, where the fuck is like free public parking? And I finally
not
found
exist.
like a back alley behind this place called Electric Owl where they had like 6 spots that was public parking. And I spent there 20 minutes trying to download an app and figure out how to like pay for the thing because I didn't want to get a ticket. I didn't want to walk away while I go to Guitar Center to literally get 2 cables. That's all I wanted to do. And then get like written up with a Utah driver's plate and everything. So the app's not working. I can't pay for anything. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to book it and hope I don't get a ticket back.
I didn't know this story.
Yeah.
You were like, dude, getting cables sucked. I didn't know why.
That's
now
why
I do.
it fucking sucked. And like, I had to go through all this bullshit that should have been like maybe a 15-minute excursion out of my time. It took an hour and a half for me to figure
I'm
out.
gonna be straight up. LA sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this town. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah, all right, Manny.
Wow,
what's-
4 for 4.
That's part of why we're doing this bit. Manny, what's up? What's your most
Okay,
LA
so
thing?
my most LA thing that's happened is recently our very disruptive USC roommates moved out, which was good. But the unfortunate thing was, as they were leaving, instead of like leaving their chairs on the side of the road for someone to get like their kitchen chairs, like a normal person, or maybe taking them to the dump or something, they decided it would be a good idea to, in our driveway, destroy the chairs with a sword, like
Wait, what?
a full ass sword. Like it was strong enough to cut through the chair, but they cut it up with a sword.
Were they like theater kids?
No, they were like dude bros. It was really funny because like every
That's actually
day,
kind of awesome,
Like
to
at
be
the end
honest.
of every night, or like a couple times a week, they would have a confrontation, like some kind of scuffle. Like we could hear them through the walls where they would just go, bro, back off, bro. Like, bro. And like it was just like super weird. We would hear them all the time. They were really odd. But now they're gone.
This sounds
couldn't
like
steal their chairs.
Sounds like the South Park episode where it's like the Broadway bro down. You know, like they have like the bro off like in the parking lot. It's like, what up, bro?
Yeah, no, it sounds like that.
Bro, swing first, bro. Yeah.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Okay, that's kind of funny. I got 2 short ones. I saved Josh for last,
I have a very long one.
but it was good and we had a bonding moment off of it. I feel like.
Yeah, I wish we didn't have to, but you know.
Yeah,
it's
you
what
know, it was a fun night. All right, so my 2 short ones. One, we had a friend of the program, Angie, visit us for pasta,
Hello, Numi.
and
Angie.
on the way back, we like drove by just a flaming like fucking grocery cart that was like on fire. Where literally we could not turn right onto our street, and this is like 2 blocks from where we live in Hollywood area. this is 2 blocks from our street, and like we could not take a right turn just because this grocery cart was on fire and a fire truck literally had to put it out. And then we also saw someone digging through a trash can, where actually right outside the liquor store that we just like went to get some beer. Yeah, we went that way, and someone was just like digging out of that trash can, like homeless. So that's one short one. The second short one,
Those are the same story?
yes, the second one. One of the first nights we got here, we decided to go visit the original Caster House. That is not cool enough to do a podcast with 3. It's just 2 in the morning with Kangas and Mazel.
Yeah, this is calling out Coco.
Yeah, but we decided to drive to their place through the rain, and none of us really realized how shitty LA handles rain.
I did.
It's bad.
That was quite the experience. And the other tie into that is that it hadn't rained for a day and a half, and I woke up and it wasn't raining, and on my phone it said flash flood warning at 8 p.m. I was like, oh, so if there's rain in the forecast, they actually just put out a fucking flash flood.
Well, okay.
Like, that's how bad it is.
Normally, when it rains here, the rain in LA is fucking gross because
Yeah,
it doesn't
that
rain
too.
very often, and so there's like all kinds of like dust and like smog in the air, and so it comes down as like almost like an acid rain. And
Yeah.
like in Seattle, it rains often enough that you can basically like not wash your car and just like, yeah, the rain will take care of it. Like you can actually do that in Seattle, but you come here in LA and it rains, you're like, god damn, I have a silver car, but now it's brown. This is disgusting. But like
Those are the 2 most LA things that happened to me.
Yeah.
But Josh has the best one.
all right, I don't know how LA in particular this is, but so for
This is
context,
just a story.
this
Like,
is just- this
I'm going
is
to tell
just-
this story for a while.
Yeah, this story is gonna go on for a little bit. So for full context, we all decided that we were gonna move out here in like November or something, and we
Yeah.
basically said,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, we said that we want to have a place signed by like the 16th, and then figure it out from there. We ended up getting
Yeah,
a place signed around like the 20th.
I literally figured out. I remember this because I literally figured out my situation the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So like I went to Thanksgiving and my whole family was like, "So are you going to LA or Korea?" And I was like, "I'm going to LA." I was like, I literally found out like yesterday, like in the span of like 7 hours. So
Yeah. So anyway, so we figured that out relatively quickly, and then from there, I got a moving company around like the day after Christmas or something.
Yeah.
And I told them, I was like, hey, I am going to be moving into LA on the 7th. I would like my stuff to be there no later than the 9th, which I think was a Sunday. And they were like, yeah, no worries, we got you. It'll be there on the 8th or 9th. So I'm like, great. They show up on the 1st or the 2nd of January, and they come grab all of my stuff. And I asked the guy at the time, it's like, hey, are you going to be the guy that I'm going to have to talk to back in LA? Or like, are you going to be the one bringing me my stuff? And he's like, almost definitely. It was not him.
great answer.
Anyway, so I get here on the 7th, and I call the moving company at the time, I call the guy who says that he would have my stuff. I'm like, hey, could you give me an update on like how long I'm gonna have to wait for my stuff to get here? And he's like, oh, I can't do that. You need to talk to the moving company. And I'm like, great.
You are not my guy.
This doesn't really help me. I give a call to, I'm going to put it here. I think Mark said so that people could blast it on social media. Safe Ship Moving Company. Fucking terrible. Anyway, that's the name
Not
of it.
a 5-star
Safe Ship.
review?
No, it was terrible.
Wow, dude,
So
this
anyway.
podcast is in trouble within
Yeah.
35 minutes. We're going after
Already,
big
if
business.
we're getting negative sponsorships, it's
going after big business. We have
So-
alcohol and making fun of
Yeah.
businesses.
Safe Ship Moving Company. I give them a call and they say, hey, we don't have the up-to-date information where your stuff is. You have to call the specific company that we have subcontracted to, which is LA Transfer and Storage, another company already being called out on this. And so I give them a call on, what was it? What day is today?
24th.
Today is the 24th.
It was Friday.
Yeah, so I gave them a call on like the 19th or something like that.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Because I still haven't gotten my stuff, and I have like no idea where it is. As far as I know, they told me, hey, we will send you an email when your stuff leaves Seattle. I never got that email. I never got an email at all from them.
I'm telling you, this is a good story. This is part of what inspired the segment.
Never got it at all. So Matt and Mark know at this point that I've just like, I'm super stressed out the entire time.
I felt bad.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. I spent the entire time like getting Warhammer figures and painting them because I'm like,
Yeah.
well, like, what am I gonna do?
He's got
Like,
nothing else to do.
This guy was literally like, if I can help you like move in stuff, like that's fine. And like I'm like in my room like hanging up photos, like building a bookshelf. And I'm like, Josh has none of his stuff.
Yeah, I have
It's like, this
nothing.
sucks.
For context, my room was a desktop computer on the ground, which every now and then I would use on my belly because it was like the only way to really do it.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a couch, and so I was sleeping on basically like one of those like little chair things that you would have as a kid.
Elementary school like gaming chair.
Yeah.
Where, like in order for it to go like reset, like how like
Yeah,
like,
you have to like squish it.
Yeah, you have to
It's
like squish it, and then it would like, and it was only like on the floor as a bottom, like a pad that like bent
Yeah,
up.
I could have bought an air mattress. Like that part's.
I
but,
did
like,
buy the air mattress. I was like, guys, we're gonna like have friends. I'll buy
Yeah.
an air mattress.
Yeah.
Eventually,
done this.
I go sleep on this thing, and I'm gonna be honest. This is a great couch to sit on. It's not a great couch to sleep on.
little
We
soft.
will give you one of our beds if anybody like wants to sleep over. We're not gonna do that to you. Anyway, this is while Angie. We're going to get lunch with Angie at the time, and
Numi goes roars.
yeah, Numi goes Rars. Shout out to you in the chat. And I get a call, and I'm like, who is this? My stuff isn't coming. Like, is this them telling me that they've lost my stuff? This is going to be bad. And they give me a call, and it's like, hello. And the first thing I hear, the heaviest, and he tells me this, the heaviest Jewish accent I think I have ever heard. I can barely understand him. He's holding the microphone, like, probably about like this far away, so I can barely understand what he's saying. And he's like, hey, I've been trying to reach you all day. I will be there tonight. I'm like, what time is tonight? 7 p.m. Oh shit. Okay, well, we need to go figure it out.
Well, no.
Also, I have an 18-wheeler truck. I cannot bring it on your street. If you want, you can pay me an extra $400 to hire people to bring it to you. Or you can go rent a U-Haul for about $100 and get a buddy to come help pick it up from my truck.
So we are very thankful for Riot for making it so that we can do this full time and this is a job with other content. But also,
Yes. Yeah.
that's a lot of money. $400 is a lot of money.
Oh God. And it's one of those things like you should have, if you had told me that up front, like I could have made that decision at the time. But now
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, yeah.
just give me my fucking shit so I can get out of here. So anyway, I come back and I'm like, yo, Matt, because Mark was going to go to karaoke. Matt, I need your help. We got to go to this place. I don't know where yet, but we got to go do it. And so we go out. All the places that have U-Haul trucks are closing at 6 p.m. Okay.
Yep.
So he says he'll tell me where he is around 7 o'clock. We go, and I'm super stressed out. I haven't eaten since like noon at this point, so like I'm also hungry. Drop him off, and as I'm going to go out of the parking lot, I ding a car because I couldn't see in either my rear views or
I was not there for that, but it was not good.
I couldn't see it in my rear views or in my backup camera, but like there is one of those like loading dock things hanging off the back of this giant van, which I couldn't see, and it like scrapes along like right above my back left tire, and it's like, it's only cosmetic damage, so it's not that bad. It's like, I did not need this today, you guys. I did not need this.
I felt
at
really
all.
bad for you. I didn't
was
know what
bad.
to say.
To be fair, they have not contacted me at all. So, like, as I said, no damage to me. My insurance is not going to change, but it's just like, man, this sucks. Anyway, we go in there, and Matt, you have a comment where you're like, I wonder if they still U-Hauls
Well, no, that was
for a
later.
living. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. I wonder if they still U-Hauls for a living. Anyway,
This adds up later.
get a U-Haul from them, and, this is like about 6 o'clock, and we start sitting there, and,
We were chilling
just-
in the
yeah.
U-Haul for 50 minutes.
yeah, we're sitting just...
There was a homeless person sleeping in the business that was closed, like really.
Yeah, I
like,
chose
right
to
next
ignore
me.
that. That was one of the other LA things that we did.
Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So we're sitting there, 6 o'clock, it
On
is what
Sunset.
it is. 6:15, I give the guy a call, and he's like, hey, what? I saw you, Manny. Give the guy a call. It's like, hey, what's going on?
Wait, what's Manny gonna add?
I don't know.
I was gonna interject, and then I decided not to, but then realized I already pressed the button. But what I
Yes.
was gonna say is,
Too late.
I can't believe that this story is still going.
Okay, it
gets
he's
worse.
getting a very
it's been
long
like
version.
5 minutes at least.
It
Like
gets
I'm
worse.
shocked that it gets worse than
It
this.
gets worse.
He's giving a very long version, but it's a good story.
It is. So we go. We're sitting in the U-Haul at this point, and I give him a call. 6:15. He's like, "Hey, I'm just parking. Give me a minute." 6:30. Give him another call. Does not pick up. 6:45. I'm about to call him again. He calls us finally and is like, "Hey, can you come? Do you have a truck?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Where are you? I'm like on my way." And he's like, "It's getting kind of late. I have a dinner I need to go to.
Yes.
I have a dinner."
This is on speaker.
On speaker, Cubby can hear this. And so I'm like, I am 25 minutes away. And it's like, okay, come as fast as you can. We drive out to like Van Nuys, which is like 30-minute drive.
the drive was good because what happened when we were
Oh,
on the highway?
yeah. As we were getting close to the highway, I forgot about this part because U-Haul like mirrors are so large. My right-hand mirror like bangs against like a traffic, like a light, maybe like a parking
It
meter
was
or
a
something.
parking meter.
I cannot see anything to my right side. So,
I'm like in the window just like this, like looking over like
Matt,
the
can I get over? Can I get over?
the small U-Haul window because this guy can't see.
I can't see. There's no rear view either because it's like this big ass truck. Like I could see to the left.
Bad.
But anyway, we start driving. It's a little stressful. It's not too bad. We get there, and he's parked out like on this main street or something. We come up behind him, and he gets out. And I gotta say, like, he kind of gave me some Danny DeVito vibes. You see what I'm saying?
Well, it was just because of his stature. Because the guy was like 5'3" and looked like he drank 10 of these a night.
Yeah. And anyway, so we get out there, and then his like daughter and his like brother come, and they're like, "Oh my God, how are you?" And speaking a language that I didn't understand.
It was definitely from, I would say, Eastern Europe.
It's probably Hebrew or Yiddish, but like I don't know.
Yeah,
about them.
potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, he told me he was Jewish, so
Yeah,
like, I
okay.
don't feel bad about
Yeah.
that part. But anyway, so we get there, and he's like, "Oh, you tipped me $100 because I'm staying here late for you." At this point, I'm like, "Fuck you, yeah, whatever. Just
yeah.
give me my stuff. I want to go home."
All I saw was like you like got off your phone and he just goes, "I love this man." He's like, "I love you now."
Every single time he would end every sentence with "my friend, my friend."
Yeah.
So anyway, we get everything packed up. We get it in the U-Haul truck, and like that honestly wasn't too bad. Like we brought it back.
I was hauling ass, man.
Yeah.
That was my workout.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was a workout, but it was like, it was probably the least eventful part of the trip. But we have one more important part on the way home. And that is as we are starting to drive back from the 18-wheeler truck back to this apartment, we're going maybe like 3 minutes, cop car comes up behind us. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, woo! I'm not doing anything. And exactly, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, oh, goddamn, what could possibly
I was
go
like,
wrong?
"Are you kidding me?" It was like,
Yeah.
"This gets worse."
Matt's like, put down your phone. I just had maps up, but it's like,
Yeah,
don't
I was
wanna-
like, but and then not like it's not like a cop like walks up like just to like the driver's side window. There are two cops that walked up to each window.
oh, I did not see that.
And I was like, "Whoa!" I never even looked at this guy. I was like, "What the shit do they think we have in this U-Haul?" It's like,
Yeah. They asked me,
what's
"Sir,
going on in U-Hauls in LA?
Sir, do you know why we pulled you over?" And I'm like, I don't fucking know. And I'm in like a sweater. You're in like a college sweater as
Yeah.
well. And he's like, "Oh, your U-Haul doesn't have a license plate on it."
See, that's why I later said. That's why, literally, why I later asked, like, "Do you think they steal U-Hauls?" Because, like, I don't know.
So,
Oh my God.
I show him, I was like, "Hey, here's the contract. I signed this 2 hours ago
Yep.
in order to get this truck." And, they check out my ID and it's like, "Oh, yeah, he looks like a stupid college kid. He's probably not stealing his U-Haul." He's like, "Yeah, just let the U-Haul company know when you get back that they have no license plate. You're good to go."
Yeah, that was really cool, and definitely, like, the night went fine from there.
And-
But
But, god dang.
I was like, even just like driving out, I was like, dude, we were driving out to meet like an 18-wheeler that ended up being parked next to a school.
Yeah.
Just to like haul a bunch of shit out of the truck and like load up a U-Haul. And I was like, man, when my parents hear about this, they're gonna be
mean,
what the hell?
I don't know if I'm ever going to tell. I'd probably tell my parents about this in like 6 months or something, right? Like,
I definitely left out the mirror part on the highway going down. That's not something that I'm telling
we
my
did
mom.
fix it on the way back. We did fix it before
Yeah.
heading back to the apartment. But man, that was the adventure of how I got all my stuff. And the best part, I got all this stuff the day before the Salt League broadcast began. So
Yes.
as soon as we got back, I'm like, we got to put my desk together. Fuck the bed. I'm sleeping on the mattress on the ground tonight. We'll deal with that tomorrow.
Yes, that was our Friday night of prep. It was a good thing that like all the VODs to watch were LPL and LCK because we had 36 games that happen now. And this is the part of the fun of the podcast is that we get to talk about stuff like this, and now we
great
get to move
segue.
into the
And-
part where we talk about the 36 games of
Raising an
NACL
A.
that
It
happened.
only took us 40 minutes.
Yeah, I will say that story's kind of worth it. Just
Yeah, it was a banger.
it really was a banger story, but also that probably won't be as long next time.
Also for winter, yes, I did deal with most of it. I got my bed completed. I got most of my major furniture in
You
place.
just got like
Yeah.
more boxes in before Manny came over.
Oh, true. Yeah, because I got I ordered like shelves from Amazon, and so
Yeah.
for the next Salt League broadcast, you'll probably be able to take a look at that. So
Yeah, so I mean, this is part of the fun of the podcast. Again, like we're out in LA, and our goal is so we have 3 mics. We're missing a few things, but our goal is to have a 4th mic, and we want to have players in person. to chat about what the hell is going on. Obviously, in those episodes, we probably won't have a beverage because most players are not of age. That's not going to happen. But, you know, we do want this to be a place where we can talk honestly about, like, what's going on with us in our lives, and also honestly about what's going on about what we love, which is League of Legends. And we're going to have that apply to guests, too, whether it's players, coaches, whoever wants to hop on. We can do remote as well, but it's going to be more fun in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're talking about League of Legends.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what we've been doing for the past 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it's that time. Yeah, NACL. We just had games.
You had
this past weekend.
prepared bits that you wanted to talk about.
Yes, we have, but like I just want to get before like we get into those gut reactions. Like, what was your first impression of week 1?
We had a lot of very one-sided games, which was not super
Yeah?
surprising to me.
I think the level of play was higher than what I thought, though. Like what it would have been going in.
Would you say higher or closer?
Higher. I don't think it's that close from the top team and the bottom team.
Sure, but like there's a ton of matches that we saw where it just okay.
It's a really snowbally meta.
Yeah, maybe.
NACL is always snowbally.
Yeah, but maybe it's not closer as it is like just games were longer than they should have been.
I mean, yeah. Like, I mean,
Some of them.
we could also talk about how like FlyFam should probably
do you
be
remember?
3-3.
Do you remember when I almost barged in on you on day 2 of the broadcast? I think
Oh yeah, I was getting out of a shower after I ran 8
Yeah.
miles.
I ran over after like the 4th game of the day, I think, and I was like, "Oh crap! Well, I need to take a piss, and I don't have time to do this. I'll wait a whole till after the game." That game was 55 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That I felt really bad for you on that one.
It is what it is.
I
Steve
was
told me I carried that cast, by the way.
nice. Let's go.
Maybe
You were
the
inspired
drive
to
to pee was like inspiring you to hold it in that whole game,
Yeah.
and you just needed like somewhere to go, and so it just went into your energy level for the game because it was just this. Please make this game fucking end. I need to pee. Please.
Oh my god. Yeah, but I like overall, I think that compared to NACL last year, like we had the 16 promotions, the level of play this year was higher. And I
You
kind
think it was higher this in this first
spring
week than the
compared
first
to
week
last
year?
spring. Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Really?
Like, I think across the board, the big thing that we saw is that a bunch of players, as is supposed to happen, right? A bunch of our top players moved on, and we got a couple of new really exciting players in Jimenez and Unforgiven and Mir popping in. But we also lost a couple of our top players, like Armeo is just teamless.
Yeah, I mean, that's expected. I just remember last spring, there were some sub squads, but also some teams that were just really new and young that looked TSMA last spring looked way more lost than even what I thought FlyFam looked like this week.
I don't know. FlyFam looked pretty lost.
Yeah, they do 80% of things well, and then they just throw. That was their week. They really should be 3-3. I kind of like them as a team just because they're so surprising to me.
Wow, I've never seen you so bashful about anyone.
No, oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in person, guys. It's a different podcast. It's just sitting behind my monitor and just chilling. But
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of about what I expected. I was expecting a lot of the top teams to really beat up on the lower teams, and as you said, it's a very snowbally meta right now. But I think it's very obvious that even our best teams, they have a lot of things that they still need to fix and a lot of room to grow just because
Yeah.
they haven't necessarily been playing together well. And I think it's part
but-
of why CLG looked so good.
yeah, but that. I mean, that's the case every split. So that's why I thought the level was higher. Because I mean, I was expecting the provisional teams to be tough, but I felt like there were 3 teams that played really well. A couple teams had really unique looks, and then even some teams that again FlyFam are 1-5. But I was I saw some really good things out of this team. They just made 2 really horrible choices that have them not 3-3 and 1-5.
It just was a tragedy that those horrible decisions were at the end of the game with death timers being.
Oh, I mean, they were bad, but they should lose the game off those. But again, that's a lot easier fix to me than what other teams have to go through.
And I mean, FlyFam are not the only team that had really good leads and then just chucked it in the
Yeah,
water,
yeah, yeah.
right?
We haven't even talked about Immortals versus Wildcard
yeah,
game 1.
Immortals Challenge.
Oh boy.
I mean that was Wixie's game to win. He was given a lot of resources. A
lot of things happened in that game.
I don't want to say that it was all like only on Wixie. Like that, once Wixie has that lead, then the team as a whole needs to make sure that Wixie doesn't get killed.
There was definitely some limit testing involved in there.
Sure.
But also, I think Wildcard, like, their answer to Zeri was at least clever. I was talking with a couple people about it because it was curious. Like, I think they didn't have enough early game, and they definitely got blasted and should have lost that game.
Yeah.
But also the draft, like, they had a really sound idea of how to deal with Zeri.
And when I say that it was Immortals' game to win, it shouldn't take away any credit for what Wildcard did. What Wildcard did was fucking awesome. And, I mean, goddamn, love the interview from Moose Hater afterwards, how he feels completely disrespected by community sentiment on where he's at. I mean, this is not the first time around the block where Moose Hater came in and showed us, like, surprise picks. I mean, for anyone that remembers last summer's split on AoE Ginger Turmeric,
Garen in the GP is good. Like,
Yeah.
I hate Garen being competitively viable because he's a numbers champ. And, like, someone that simple, when it's competitively viable, like, I feel like that's just, like, bad for the
you
game.
just walk in and stat check.
I mean, what do you mean by viable, right? Because like nobody else is playing it.
But, like, I think that you can very consistently replicate. Like, if you need a top laner that's like, if I destroy lane, the game's won. I can very consistently replicate that when I'm playing Garen in the GP.
Yeah, but Garen's had like matchups like that historically. Like Gangplank is just like the newest one, but he was really good until even into like Irelia for a long time, right? And just nobody was playing it.
Yeah, but, like, that's because it's Garen. Like, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but I think the point is like, you know, I have a very strong opinion that there's nothing that can be done to get professionals to play Seraphine, right? Like this champion was the best champion
she
for
was
like a
turbo
year and a
broken,
half,
yeah.
and like CLG played it, and a couple of teams like experimented with it, and you know, yeah, there are answers to it, but the champion was so strong, and people just don't play champions that are good. They play champions that they enjoy playing, and champions that they can, you know, that they have put practice on in the past. And Garen's not a character that most of them will ever touch, just because it's Garen.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's part of why, like, I respect them playing it in the matchups like GP. Because, again, like, that is a matchup where, like, if my top laner smashes, we win. Yeah. You can't get Dove as Garen. You can kill GP consistently as Garen. And, again, because of what Garen is, if he's strong in a scenario, because, like, he's just a numbers champ, like I like to call him, like, his kit's very simple and straightforward. Most people can execute it. It's not a ton of, like, skill expression, just knowledge. So when that's viable, I just don't think, like, I don't think Garen should ever see competitive play. This is like champ for beginners, and that's fine. That's, like, good for the game. But if he's in competitive, that's, like, a problem for me, like, in theory. That's why everyone
What are your
hates
thoughts
me.
on Jenkins Warwick? Other than he's got that dog in him.
There's way more skill expression in Warwick, I think. This is gonna get, like, down a rabbit hole. but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
So my answer into Warwick, by the way, it's Shyvana.
Okay, but you're not blinding Warwick.
No, I mean, solo queue, yeah.
No, you're not blinding Warwick either in fives.
No,
He didn't blind it there either.
Yeah.
no. But I'm just saying, like, well, Nunasi still won the matchup. That's why I mentioned it.
With a lot of help, but you know.
Not really. He kind of outplayed the 1v1.
He got the 1v1s later. but,
Yeah,
like
No, he got the initial one.
The first
he got the gang.
one of the
He
first
didn't get a kill.
yeah.
He solo killed him, though, after that.
After, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the very first
I
one,
thought he put it well.
He forced Jenkins out.
Because
The-
he had his jungler and Jenkins didn't.
Yeah. Well, the second 1v1 was because Lunasia hits level 6, gets Dominus, and the other big thing that I don't
He cut through the shield emulator.
yeah. A lot of
that
people
was
forget
very
that Empower W cuts through shields, 300% value, which is why he's super good into the set matchup as well.
Still tough to play. But,
Yeah.
So with Shyvana,
Wait. Really? How long has that been a thing?
About a year and a half.
Oh, okay, so I don't feel too bad then.
No,
I
they-
was
they
like,
changed a
what the
lot.
hell? This is new.
Yeah, I mean, when they started adding, like, I've been calling it shield crushing.
Yeah.
When they started adding that to, like, other champions, Renekton got it, like, right at the same time.
Coco said we need coasters, and yeah, it's a work in progress.
Agreed. Hey, Coco,
All right,
you
sorry
want
to derail
to
that,
come
but-
over to the Casa de Caster and then as a housewarming gift, give us coasters?
Go Coasters.
All right.
You can have your face on them.
So let's talk about, like, one or two of, like, the top teams, and we'll get into the segments we had, because that'll be all right for time. But I think it's worth hitting TL, fastest game. They crushed game, like, 3 out of the 4 games.
Yeah. I mean, I think Spawn on Twitter said it well. Also, like, hey, we should have won that other one as well.
Yeah, they
Like,
crushed
they should have been
4.
4-0. But
Mir kind of
just-
went nuts in that game for the wrong way, but he also went nuts in the other 3 for the good way.
yeah, I mean, Bradley and Mir are early contenders for like best player in the league.
Yeah, I agree. And like going into the season, I think in the meeting we agreed like we expect Mir to be top 3 and likely best jungler. Like that's where we had Mir. And then Bradley, we were like, well, Tenacity dominated summer, Dokla dominated spring. What's stopping Bradley from doing that? Because we had him kind of ranked up there, so we were kind of setting that up for him as well. And yeah, like overall, I think they both played really well outside of like 1 game each. But the other games
Yeah.
they owned, like they just straight up won the game.
Yeah.
And APA had a nice week too. So
Yeah,
whole
had some
team had a good
really-
week.
APA and Mir, I think, are going to be an incredibly scary duo.
Yep,
I think it was Grape's tweet, like top
Yeah.
5 jungle duo in
Oh, yeah.
NACL. Like,
They was stealing my flow, man.
but also
That was right.
Don't have to think just like, yeah. I mean, I don't think that's that hot of a take.
No, it's not a hot take.
Yeah. If he wanted to do a real hot take, he could have been like,
Mir and APA belong in LCS.
hmm.
Mir and APA top 5 jungle duo in LCS.
Yeah. That could have been like super hot right there.
Yeah, but I think that like
Look, hey, hold on. IKEA stole my washer. Menez and Tomio Manka. We said top 5, my dude.
okay, yeah, not just yeah. Anyway, this is Grapes content, not us. What I do think is interesting is like a lot of community sentiment around TL is like they're gonna be as good as Kim Down allows them to be, and like my impression of Kim Down and like why I was a lot like I had a lot more confidence than most because most people thought that Kim Down wouldn't be as strong, and he has the least amount of experience in the roster, so that's very fair. But also they saw the public tryout, and he just didn't play well in those games. Like I saw the other ones, and I was like, yeah, he's gonna be all right. And he was really good in the game they lost actually at the early game.
Did you know that there are Kim every direction? He's Kim Down. I think it's his cousins. They're all Kim Down, Kim Up, Kim Left, and Kim Right.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Oh, that was like a
that's a high school reference. They were high schoolers. I cast
Yeah,
them.
yeah. No.
So that's a thing.
that was like the U of I like back in collegiate. They had ginormous noob, and then his brother was also like something else noob. It was really funny.
Honestly, Pog.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. No, but I had a lot more faith in Kim Down.
No, Kim Down's name is Ethan Song.
I had a lot more faith in Kim Down just because I saw the other games and I kind of saw like how he worked with the team, and I was like, all right, like I think this guy can improve, and so that's what TL decided, and I thought he looked a lot better and also like more promising than what I thought. Like, it's not like he played perfect, but I expected like inexperienced moments, but some of the good moments were really good, so I feel really good about TLC. What else? The 2 4-0 teams, CLG and C9, and then we'll go into the segments, and then also wildcard 4-0.
Oh, true. CLG. I mean, it's CLG minus triple plus copy.
Fly should have won one of those games. Fly fam.
Should have.
Yes. But that was a very winning game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But CLG is a team that we should expect to do well early on in the season, just because they are more experienced playing as 4.
Yep.
But putting in copy, I think it's very obvious that Copy and Jenkins are going to be like monster flank team fighters later on in the season.
Yeah, they were really like they hard committed the 1-3-1. Did Copy play 4 games of Akali?
No.
Was it 3?
I think he played one RA game, if I'm not mistaken.
Then the other 3 were Akali. No? Manny, can we have a stat check on that if you go to GLOL? Holy shit.
On
I just
what
did a
is that?
Jamie pull that shit up.
Hang on. What was the champion?
No, just Copy. Like, what did he play?
Yeah. Give me a second.
I love how he pulls himself up just for like, hey, what was that?
Yeah. Well, it's for the
For the immersion.
the immersion. Yeah.
Alk says Akali, Rise, Silas. That's right. They did have a Rise game.
Oh, who got it?
That's right. They had the Silas
I guess
game.
I'm thinking of AP.
But like they had like the 2 Akali
Yeah,
games,
later, yeah.
and for me, Akali like really sets up for 1-3-1. Like they were playing hard sideliners with Jenkins, like letting him play Kled and Warwick. Which no one else
Copy has played 2 games of Akali, 1 game of Rise, 1 game of Silence.
Okay, yeah, I fucked the pooch on that, but still, those are all sidelining champions.
True.
Yes, so
True.
that doesn't surprise me that much with CLG. Like it felt like that doesn't surprise me given the players they have.
Yeah, I think they're going to be. I think CLG challengers are probably going to end up like at worst top 6.
Yeah, they're good. Like,
Yeah.
especially in the spring. I don't know. Meech and Breezy had his best split I think ever last split, and he's like they've played well / fine.
And we've been pretty adamant about, or at least I've been very vocal that this should be the split where Meech and Breezy try to push themselves as one of, if not the best bot lane of Challengers League.
Kevy like owned a Sejuani game. People will be like, oh, he missed ults later, but like he won his team the game really early, which is good. Something we didn't see a lot out of Kevy when he joined.
Yeah,
Kevy
looks really good when all of his lanes win for sure. Like he actually unironically though, like when all of his lanes are winning, he uses that better than most junglers.
I feel like, but the good thing was that he just won the game. Like I think it was whenever they play the Sej comp. It was Sej Akali. Okay, he smashed the top side. That was good.
They played well. Cloud9.
M&S had 9 solo kills this week, and that's 3 above everyone else.
He's leading in terms of solo kills across.
Okay, calm down over there. But he's good.
No,
He's good?
I'm just stating a stat. I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't see what Josh did.
What did Josh do?
Oh, don't worry about it. Move
Oh,
on.
just recreate it.
No. Just move. No. Oh, boy.
Okay.
We'll run the replay.
Manny, we're gonna swap places with Josh. No.
Replay? Do we have that?
No.
we don't have replay.
No, please, no. Move on. Move on.
Anyway, I just want to say, I think Tomio looks so much more happier in this Cloud9 environment than he did in the EG environment. Like, just based off of the interview that we had post one of their victories in the first week, Tomio seemed much more like comfortable, relaxed, outgoing in his responses.
Still very camera shy. But
Of
still much more relaxed.
I could legitimately see that being a trade where each team wins.
Those are the best trades.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but even in interviews where Tomio like won with EG, he was not as relaxed. He was more tense up. And so, and maybe I'm overreading into it. Maybe it's just been a year since he's now been within the Challengers League or former Academy system, and he's maybe gotten better media training. But I think this environment just suits him better. And especially when you have Zazel on your team, who is extremely vocal in whatever team he's ever been on in his entire career history. And that takes a lot of the stress about having to be vocal as a jungler when your support is just pretty much telling you what to do.
Guys, Zazel's been good. Who could have possibly seen that coming? Oh my god.
Can I nitpick something about Tomio real quick? This has nothing to do with his like gameplay. It actually has, and it's not only Tomio. Like half of the players who come onto interviews do this. They will sit there in their chairs and they'll go like this.
Oh yeah, they just kind of swivel around.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I fully understand it, right? Mark's been sitting here going like on the table the entire time. Like I get it. But it's just like, come on, guys. Just stand still. I believe in you. This will take you so much farther. You'll look so confident. We'll be like, oh, man, that guy's attractive.
That is part of what I love about players, though.
Yeah, they're all awkward nerds.
I have to say,
That's why we have a podcast about them.
Yeah. I'm not trying to defend myself. I just don't really have like a position on this couch where I feel like super at ease. Because
What, do you want to go to the casting couch?
Do you want to do the whole...
The Casting Couch podcast has LCS casters, Mark.
I don't want to lie down. I just like, okay.
I can hold the mic for you.
When Cubby was busting out his shoes, I was like, damn, you're trying to flex our shoes on like camera?
Yeah, man. I got these for Christmas, and I haven't worn them outside yet.
Yeah,
so
but
whoever's saying I'm wearing shoes in the house,
you know what?
Never worn these outside.
I'm taking off shoes.
I have styrofoam, bro.
This is like, I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable if I can put my feet up on the couch.
This podcast is about shoes and taking off shoes. This is interesting.
Anyway, anything else we have to say about Cloud9 before we talk about the wild card?
M&S is playing good. Zazel, whenever Zazel's played, I feel like Zazel's been good. So Zazel being good, no surprise. I actually thought the Lux Kate Karma comp was kind of clever, even if M&S was like just dying twice whenever his flash was down.
Yeah,
kind of what's
he's
supposed
a
to
little
happen.
disrespectful, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
And by a little disrespectful, I mean very disrespectful. And actually credit their opponents for like going for it.
Yeah, but also like we won't see 9 solo kills from M&S this week. I'm really E plays Insanity, And I'm really excited.
That's going to be a hype match.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. All right, wild card. Game 1 versus IMT broke my brain. And honestly, I did like the Zach Wukong Oriana. I think Oriana is really swept on right now in the meta, actually. And I'm really glad that Oriana's starting the season play. Fake or put it, guys. That's any, we're going to use that as confirmation bias.
Winter wants to ask, what if it was Karma Top?
Fuck that, man. Dude, Mad Magical was... I love when Mad Magical gets on his shit, but for that one, like, that's... Karma Top is, like, the most anti-fun champ. I can't even encourage it. No chance I can...
Manny, thoughts as a support?
My thoughts on Karma Top are that it's obnoxious, but my general thoughts as a producer are it's time to pull out the producer bat. We're like 50 minutes in, and we're like one segment into the show. We still have to do all of LCS after this.
We got to do segment.
So hurry up, guys.
All right. First segment. What do we got?
I don't know. You're the one who has all the stuff. Maybe Mark?
No, it
Mark,
was actually Manny, or it was Mark that had the iPad.
You never told me to get it. I kept offering, and you were just like,
Oh my
you
God.
ignored me.
I gotta do
literally got
everything around
ghosted
here.
IRL. I'm like, Cubby, do you want the iPad? I have the iPad, and you just fucked off.
Things are
you know?
going well, guys.
All right, guys. They didn't actually prepare to host. So, fellas, who is your NACL star of the week and why?
Have you seen this, by the way?
I haven't seen it work now, but we gotta get moving. Eminez was my star of the week. He had 9 solo kills,
Dude, it's Taylor's
and
moving.
he didn't play against the strongest competition, but he did bully everyone.
You like the tweet?
There's a tweet.
Oh, there is a tweet.
Hey, yeah, the level 3 kill on Lux was kind of dirty. Sorry, Robbie Bob. That was
Yeah, that's
well
pretty
played.
good. This might be a bit surprising. Do you want to talk about mine, or do you want to talk about...
No, just go.
Eminez?
Unless you got anything else to add.
I was actually incredibly impressed with Shaden, less his mechanical play, which I already thought was good, and more his map reads.
Okay.
I don't remember. It was the very first game he played against City, and he just came through, and he just absolutely shat on him by being everywhere that City wanted to be. And anytime City tried to do something, Shaden would trade up.
Yeah, I thought Shaden actually did that decently well last year when he was playing the Poppy. So that doesn't.
Oh yeah, his
surprise
Poppy's
me
good.
Yeah, it doesn't
played
surprise me as much.
He's played it at least twice. Three times.
I think it's 2. But yeah, no, it's been good.
Mark.
Star of the week.
Star of the week.
There's still a couple good ones that you could pick.
Cubby, have you given yours yet?
Yeah, mine was Eminez.
He went first.
Oh, okay.
Mark, how much have you had to drink?
No, I think I was just.
Marcus had half
That's
a
just
quarter.
more
You know
endearing.
what? This is just the treatment that Cubby gave me about the iPad thing. So I just ignored what he had to say. Don't do this, with your actual
Guys,
casters,
this guy gets LCS and just gets ego all of a sudden.
No, it's not LCS
This is Kelsey's
ego.
fault.
It's payback.
It's just general ego.
Payback. I thought I was the one with revenge after last night.
Yeah, that's because you farted in my face the other night. Literally, he's unpacking his golf clubs that he had. I'm like, oh, okay, do you need any help? And he responds with, just right in my face, all right, great, fantastic.
So Raafaa's star of the week is himself. That's
No,
It's
it's
the LCS ego we've been looking for.
no. Honestly, I haven't gotten a chance to catch back up on all the
Maybe a
games.
multiple choice.
Yeah, pick someone that looked good. Eye test. It was impressive. I literally.
Okay, this is gonna sound like bias.
XU.
No, although I saw the X
That was a violent
Lee Sin
no.
game, and
The kick on Turtle was
I mean,
nasty.
I always know that XU is gonna do well on Lee Sin.
The kick on Turtle was nasty.
I mean, I'm really pleasantly surprised with the start that APA has had coming into the challenge.
Yeah,
APA's played
APA.
well.
Yeah,
The Casio game, he absolutely destroyed.
because I mean, the thing is that in the past, when people have grinded so many years in semi-pro before finally getting into Challengers League at this point, or Academy as years priors, sometimes they struggle when it comes into making a splash or a debut. And you have to also consider that this TL roster now has to live up to we don't care that much about org or team legacy when it comes to challengers. We focus more on individuals, but this was a roster or a team that just won 2 back-to-back proving ground splits. And it's okay, well, now you're rebuilding this whole roster save for Bradley. Is there any semblance of that you can make a run for it? And already the way that they're playing right now, I mean, I'm just like honestly impressed. I thought APA would have a lot to live up to, and he's already like delivering early on.
I have a hot take, maybe for Cubby.
Okay.
Kim Down is not the weakest member of TLC.
No, I don't think it's that hot.
You think it's Arrow?
Yeah, I think Arrow's not very good.
I mean, I think they've both been fine so far. But against
We
better
have-
competition, I expect it to be one of them,
We have seen the same problem from Arrow for the past like 2 years.
which is
He gets caught,
okay.
and we've already seen like glimpses of that, and like it was losing Immortals games. I don't think it's gonna lose TLC games.
I mean, I think it was just because like part of it was Kim Down was rotating the Heralds, and Arrow was not. It's kind of how TL was playing it.
But this has been a problem for 2 years.
Yeah, but also like that is a team decision, like what you try and get out of like the
I'm just getting flashback to the game of Casa with Joshi when Arrow was playing Zeri, and Zeri just
What the hell was that?
Yeah, Joshi just starts freaking out when Arrow just vaulted over in the wall and like 4 people and died for no reason.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we haven't seen a ton of games on TLC, but I would expect it to be one of the bottom liners.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see. I mean, they've looked really good, and APA on the Galio game like absolutely just blew up the game, so that was fun.
I think you guys are ignoring the clear star of the week, and this is my star of the week. That is going to be the Rizzler himself, Beatdown Boulevard, coming into the show.
Oh no!
I think he got snubbed for the Oscars, to be perfectly honest. This acting performance was like absolutely top tier.
Honestly, the way that he was stroking his non-existent beard and going like alternating hands was probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
I love this.
Rizzle
Manny's
me
gonna
this.
make us laugh.
Steve just stood there for like an extra like 2-3 seconds of just going.
The way the camera was zooming into, it's like
Oh, also, fun behind-the-scene fact, Steve also could have sat through 8 minutes of Mad Magical on a green screen, making impressions in a costume, which he does consistently, and is some of the best content I've ever seen. Truly. Guy's a comedic
And
genius.
Steve used us 3 seconds of it.
Yeah,
twice.
and then Mad Magical was like, did you watch the rest?
yeah.
All right, moving on. What do we got next?
I couldn't tell if Alex was like generally like
Moving on, what do we
upset
got next?
or just yeah.
You're asking me what we got next?
Yes.
Oh my god.
We don't have an iPad.
You're kind of
We're
the
really
host
hostless.
as well,
Okay.
Manny.
Uh,
Double duty.
Our next thing is we're going to move to LCS. Talk about our academy promotions.
Oh,
Congratulate the class of 2022.
That's true.
let's go.
Graphic, baby.
It's time for the graphic. It's coming up on your
Are we still
screens
gonna
in
call
just
them
a second.
class of like given year?
Yeah, I
Like,
think that's
no
kind of
longer
fun.
Academy.
I think it's kind of fun.
There we go.
It's a hell of a class.
Let's go.
I have very, very high hopes for this class.
Okay, but
Hey, Manny,
What?
you named them wrong.
You're carrying though.
Did I get what?
oh,
That makes
it's
a
it's
mistake?
Harry and Yon.
Harry and y'all were
would be
flipped. Oh no.
bitch.
Oh no.
No, it's
Take
fine.
it away.
We'll patch it
No one
up.
saw that.
Oh no.
Lena Shim in the chat. Manny carrying as usual. Caster curse.
Yeah,
Lena-
I
Lena has
got
power.
production.
Why
I got
production won
reversed.
the caster showdown?
I got production cursed by Lena. That was definitely what it was, and just not me making this board at like 2 a.m. last night. Like, sorry guys.
It is.
Hey, I forgot one of my. I forgot something this morning with the form. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's supposed to be the.
at least Lena apologized. Thank you.
I do want to also, even though we don't have the graphic for it, Spawn. This is technically his official starting debut in the LCS.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. And I hope that we communicate that on the broadcast, that just because Spawn played in some games towards the back end, it wasn't like yeah, that was his first games in LCS, but it wasn't like he's now considered a starter.
If only someone had the ability to hop on the mic and talk about that in their first game of the year.
You know, now that you mention that, Manny, I did get my talent assignment schedule, and I believe I am casting that Dignitas and CLG game on Thursday.
Wow. I like this ego. I must say. I'm a big fan. You earned some ego.
Kelsey told me I needed to work
it's
on my
good.
ego.
It's
I
good.
I used to be super more like reserved, and I would let people just run me over. So
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
No, I think it's good.
Be less humble. That's what we've learned today.
No, balance is good, but I think
Anyway.
I think this is a shift in balance.
What do we have to say about
For
about our players?
Busio will get caught out early, much like how JoJo was getting caught out early of last spring. I want to build the expectation for my boy that I believe in him. He's going to be him, all right? But there are going to be instances where, he's going to test some things, and he probably is going to get caught out, look bad. He's a playmaker. That's okay. We focus on what's good, and there's going to be a lot of good.
There's going to be a lot of growing pains, I think.
Yes, there will.
I think for Busio and Jan in particular.
Jan, see, like for me, like with Jan, I actually think him and Harry lane pretty well. So I think those are like some of the pains that we usually see. Like they were very, very strong laners. And I think they sometimes made team fight, like they played fights too fast, was how I phrased it last year.
Yeah, I agree.
But that was also partly because they were a team that was 29-7. And so I actually kind of want to see if that's like a thing this year, or if that was just because every game they played last year they were winning. And so like when they weren't, it was like, oh, I can't do that.
Yeah, I mean we'll see if the walls are closing in.
Yeah. Hey, Big Haas is someone I think that most people are sleeping on and I actually have decent hopes for. Just because I didn't think.
Well, we'll talk about that more in the hot takes.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, that's right. I didn't think mids laned particularly well in LCS last year, and Harry does, especially on non-mages.
True.
His mage play got better though.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
It
I'm
did.
pretty confident that they will all be fine. Right? Like,
Yes.
I don't think out the gate any of them will.
No, I think Ayla's really. I think he's really good out
that's
the
true.
gate.
Ayla
I have
will
the highest
be
expectations for Ayla.
like top 3, top 4, like almost immediately.
No, I think top 3 in his role.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see him in core really bad, like face off really bad. That's gonna be fun.
Unfortunately, we will not see that the first week.
No, that's good. I want to see it late because he's not here the first week.
Yeah, he's not here.
Sure.
Visa Prison.
Sweet, second round robin.
Yeah,
Give
I
him
know.
time to warm up.
So, how accurate do you guys think Core JJ's thing was last year, where he went on an interview and he said that I'm the best support in the LCS and Ayla is the second best support in the LCS when he's filling in?
It was
At-
ego, but it was cool.
At the time he said it, it was not super hot of a take, but it's also like I don't know if I would agree with it. I think at the time, like when he said it, I think Core was the best, and then Vulcan, and then Ayla like maybe third or fourth.
Oh, I think Vulcan was better than Core last year.
Not when he said it though.
Oh yeah, it was lock-in. Yeah, they were winning lock-in.
Yeah. They were stomping locking.
I think over the course of the year, Vulcan played better, but
That
at
was
the
a fun.
time,
that was a
like,
fun
Core
lock-in,
played
man. Even
really well.
Bradley got in a Kala game and
Yeah, let's
just
go,
wrapped.
Bradley.
Yeah, he just wrecked everyone.
Manny, do you remember the comment I made about lock-in and Kobe got playfully upset with me? during the
Yes,
game?
I did.
I was referring to the kickoff during our first meeting, lock-in, and then I was like, oh wait, and then Kobe's like, Raafaa, you just gave me PTSD when you didn't get a lock-in this year. How could you? Why would you do this to me? Well, I was like, Kobe, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. But continuing back on F5, I think one person I want to talk about as well is Tenacity, and this is going to be the first time where Tenacity is really tested in his top lane competition. I think Tenacity has had the benefit of going up against not so many strong top laners, so he's used to being like one of the top, if not always the best one in his role. And so now this is like, especially on a roster where there's Double Lift and Bjergsen who are already going to be pretty vocal and, later on determine if Tenacity is worth giving resources to if things don't go their way.
I think it's going to be very difficult for them to give Tenacity resources just because the way that Double Lift and Bjergsen already play.
Double Lift can play without him though.
But Bjergsen is just a resource vacuum.
I don't know.
I mean, if you listen to like any of his former teammates, there's like, yeah, he needs everything.
I mean, I think that like part of it too is that so when 100 Thieves won in 21, I actually thought what they did really well was that Closer actually played through top. Like they were finding a lot of early kills with Ornn Lee Sin, and then Ornn, like if he got ahead, you weren't able to move him, and then they outscaled you. Ornn's really easy to gank for. I think that Closer actually played around top lane really, really well. I think he's actually naturally good at playing around top. I think part of that, of course, is Someday. Like Someday's good. But I also think that could still be a strategy that works for 100 Thieves because Tenacity can play that. He won't be the same tank player as some of the other tank players, like in LCS. But because he's young, I'd rather take someone that has those peaks on bruisers because I have faith they can catch up on tanks. And
I don't have as much faith.
We'll
but-
see how much tenacity can like catch up on tanks.
I mean, his Orm is actually pretty good, but he plays Orn like a bruiser.
Yeah, no, but we'll see if he can get away with that. But I mean, Blippo got away with it, so.
Yeah, I think Whoopa is just that good.
Right, no, he's really good, but like, you know, he played caveman top, right? Like him and Summit play the caveman top style where it's like, I'm better, I win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tenacity
Yeah.
did that in Academy.
Yep.
I think he
Yeah.
will be okay.
I think he'll be fine.
I want to see him versus Dokla really bad. That's also why I have faith, because Dokla is a very solid top laner in the league. And I think him versus Dokla would be really fun.
Sure.
Yeah. But I think the fact that Dokla gets to play with contracts is
Yeah, okay.
pretty big benefit.
We should keep moving.
We should.
Next up is power rankings. You guys
Power
wanna do the
rankings.
We have a graphic.
We do have a graphic.
do.
It's on its
So
way.
part of the show is going to be making fun of things that people typically do. And that being said, we are not going to be making fun of this. This is actually what we have. So we'll see how we talk about it, though. Wow, TSM 10th. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the one thing we all agreed on, I think, is the TSM is 10th.
I think
Ouch.
that's the only. So honestly, just looking at this, the only real surprise is, there's two. One,
We all have EG and Fly top 2.
yeah. One, Mark defends CLG for me.
That's my hot take.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna do that in a sec. Is what you're saying?
Sure.
This
Okay.
is why we
We'll
should
come
have
back
done
to
hot
that.
takes first.
Let's see.
Oh, okay.
100 Thieves, plus or minus 1. Evil Geniuses, FlyQuest, plus or minus 1. Cloud9, plus or minus 1. TL, plus or minus 2.
We have TL at 6th. Mark, why do you have TL at 6th?
To be honest, I mean, I feel like C9, 100 Thieves, and TL are all interchangeable. This is the difficult thing about power rankings is that instead of doing it 1 through 10, I would have liked to done like S through like
Yeah.
C tier, because like
Every week, Crazy Legs.
yeah, I would have put EG Fly in their own tier, and then I would have put CLG, C900 Thieves, TL, and like in their own tier.
Okay, so you're thinking like tearing this out. I mean, it's clear that we have a top tier. We're all EG and Fly top
Yeah.
tier.
And like my hot take is just that this is how I think by the end of the split, this is how things will like turn
Yeah.
out.
You and me have everything plus or minus 1.
Yeah, we have tier. We're pretty tiered up actually.
Yeah. But I also kind of agree with Mark that I think about 3 through 6 are kind of like, if you told me that it should be inverted, I'd be like,
I agree.
Sure.
I think that's pretty like reasonable, but also why like what made you go with one over the other?
Just to be honest, I did it in about 5 minutes, and I was like, "What are
Okay.
the rosters again?"
So-
like, my big thing is one. I
C9
think,
over like the next two, like why? Like no one else really has that.
yeah. Okay. Sure. So the big thing about C9 is I'm very confident in their side lanes, or rather, Berserker and Fudge to do well. Like Fudge,
Okay.
I think has been like one of the best, and I think Fudge will have an edge over Dokla and Summit, even if it's not a laning advantage against either of them.
Okay. I mean, I put C9 5th because of Berserker, because I thought about the meta right now and where I think it's going, and I think it's going closer to mages. And I had a really hard time putting Dig at 6th, and I put them the highest.
Yeah.
I think it's really good meta for Jensen.
The one surprise I
I think
do
Jensen's
have
very good.
is, so Mark and I both said that like 3 through 6 are pretty interchangeable. You're the only one of us that has Dignitas kind of in that second tier.
Yep. I don't know. But I had CLG below him, which is like kind of hard for me because my hot take is also pro CLG. I don't know. I really did have trouble to like placing C9, Dig, and CLG. For me, those three are pretty interchangeable, and I actually have Under Thieves and TL above.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I think we all have some very similar things. On the other hand, though, Manny, you just hate Dignitas. Did it actually do something to you?
Well, this is my
He's not
hot
even on
take.
this roster.
But basically, I don't know. I think some of us made some content TM decisions, not pointing fingers at anybody, but CLG in third is one of them. But I mean, mine happens to be
Yeah.
that Dignitas. I don't know. They remind me of a certain team, which I will get into more in the hot take
All right,
segment,
all right.
which is after this.
Well, then,
But-
shall we get into the hot takes then? Because we're all just like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically the same
okay.
tier list.
So just to remind everyone, we have stakes behind this hot take as well.
Oh yeah. Wait a minute. I got a little graphic for this. There we go.
All right,
be
here we go,
graphic.
guys. So we have Feel the Heat. What is your boldest LCS hot take?
I didn't realize there were stakes. I gotta come up with some crazier shit, I think.
No,
If I
okay.
had more time.
No. So the worst hot take, the one that is furthest from the truth, which we will deem as a team of 4.
Oh, okay.
The worst one has to eat something very, very hot to start off a podcast after this split of LC.
Gotcha. So do we get another one, or is it just this hot
This
take?
is your hot take for the
Oh,
season.
man.
Spring.
The-
Trying to remember exactly what my hot take was.
Yeah, for the spring season.
I have a graphic for you. Do you need me to remind you what your hot take was?
Oh, whatever it was, I remember that I was like, yeah. This
Yeah,
feels
we
pretty good.
should probably throw it up.
All right, he's going first. All
right, let's go.
Yeah, all right, it's coming.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I stand by that.
Okay, Harry's going to be a top 3 mid this split. Okay.
And yet, where did you have them finishing?
Like 5th.
See, I had a very
Who on that? I have a
very-
question then. Who on that team to defend this? Who on that team is not like? Who on the team is going to make them finish 5th rather than?
I'm sorry, Jan, but I think it's Jan.
Okay.
Oh, dude, I think Jan like plays so much. He's actually just his floor has to be higher.
I think he will get good, but when I said he plays like a squirrel with a gun, and I've said this multiple times, like
Yeah.
that's what he looks like to
You
me.
see another version of tactical in a way.
Yeah, kind of. And I think
I have
like,
more faith
when
in
Jan is well supported, it'll go very well, but I expect a lot of growing pains on the outset.
I actually should have made my hot take that tactical was being severely underrated going into the split.
Gotcha. Anyway, let's talk about the actual hot take.
Yeah,
Harry's
yeah.
going to be a top 3 mid. That's what I said before. And I did a brief interview with him in the off season. You know, he said, I asked him, I was like, rate yourself 1 through 20 of all the LCS and Academy at the time mids, because it was not announced that he was LCS, but we all basically knew. And he said 3 through 6. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that Harry will be on the outset, the second best laning mid behind JoJo.
I don't know, man. Vic was here.
Maybe, okay, but still, top 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, like maybe Vikla and JoJo, and then Harry is like laning.
I'd have to see tape because like the thing with Bjergsen and Jensen is that I do have a lot of like faith and trust in like what they've done historically, and this time around they're not coming off of breaks, so they had an off season to catch up. And I think that if you accomplish what these guys did at every level of play, like even internationally, like when they weren't the best, they were still some of the stronger players like over the years, like that type of person is going to hit that level again. So I have faith that like they're going to be much better this split than they were last split. Because I thought last split, like especially laning, they were underwhelming. Jensen not until playoffs. Jensen in playoffs was playing well, really well.
He figured it out eventually.
Yeah, like I think this meta is going to be really good for Jensen. So yeah,
That's fair.
What do you think of?
I do have faith in Harry. He's a good laner. So
What do you think of
he'll be
Pioshik
fine.
versus Santorin from last year?
I think that
I think Pioshik will monster Santorin, yeah?
one of my
I just mean like Pioshik on the team in general. What do you think of him?
Oh.
Are you high on Pioshik? Are you low on Pioshik?
he's great for team vibes. Everyone loves that guy.
The vibes are immaculate with Pioshik, and
I would get into his play.
the only worry, or I have 2 worries. One, I think Jan's gonna have a lot of growing pains, but my other worry for Team Liquid is that I think it's a too many cooks situation. I think there's gonna be a lot of people calling for resources, and Pioshik will be one of them.
So my concern with Pioshik is that he's never really had a roster where he played through top. Like it's always been playing through bot and bot focused rosters. And I think one of the funnier things I saw this offseason is like, as someone that was a part of a small part of LCK but had to follow the league all year because like I know that was going to be the case. The people that watch Pioshik in LCK versus the ones that just saw him at Worlds have a very, very different opinion of Pioshik because he was not good in the regular season. I think that he'll be okay on this roster, but again, like he was good at Worlds even with all the like splites missed or whatever. Like he was good. He was not good in regular season. I think that he'll be fine in NA, but like again, I've never really seen him play with a roster where they've had to go through top. And I think that with Summit, if you aren't playing through top, then you should not be playing with Summit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's what I want to see.
I guess for me, the thing with Piotrek, why I'm actually like cautiously optimistic about him is that when I watch this, I've been doing a lot of research for a video on a different 2022 DRX player. What I've learned about Piotrek in that time is that he seems to be I watched a lot of his games. He seems to be a very confidence-driven player. And to me, I feel like that, like if he's going to start the season on that high from winning Worlds, he's come to TL. They paid him presumably a good amount of money to come here, although obviously budget winter right now, but they paid him. He's going to be confident, and it's like I don't really know what LCS team is necessarily going to like punch him in the mouth, I guess, and make him feel like he's absolutely like terrible, and like because like it seemed like when his mental was bad, he was like a bottom jungler in LCK from what I could see. But when his mental was good, I mean, you could kind of see that at Worlds. And I think he probably learned a thing or two mental-wise from that run with DRX, because that team almost lost a ton of games at Worlds.
So one of the cooler parts about that DRX team is like there are videos that Ashley King was posting quite a bit throughout Worlds, which, I mean, she's great.
The GOAT.
But like they used to go hang out with like in Def's bedroom like as he streamed. Like they were really, really, really good friends.
Notoriously. The original DRX team from 2020.
Yeah. And like that shit matters. I really believe stuff like that matters in this game and like in this space.
I mean, like when you look at G2 2020.
Coup Tigers. They were like
Coup Tigers, another one too.
Yeah, they like played in like just with nothing.
People meme the power of friendship, but that's and this is when we get to my hot take, that's
do we want to get to your hot take?
Yeah, let's do cue it up, Rafa. What do you got?
All right, what's your hot take?
Anyway, that matters, and Piotrk's really good for
CLG will end third at the end of spring.
I like that.
That is not the hot take that you gave me, but go for it.
What?
Yeah, you gave me Jan will get 4+ pentas. That was the hot take that I was given from you.
That's a.
But you can go with the CLG one because that
different.
sounds much more reasonable.
Okay. Sorry, I think I was.
He wanted to eat the pepper. That's what Mark's saying.
I'll allow it.
Manny, the reason why is because you're not the only person this week that has asked me for a hot take. I gave Sierra a hot take. I gave another friend a hot take for something else. And I think I just got them mixed up.
Rafa's on LCS. All right, so if you would like to change yours to CLG top 3 for the bet, I will allow that.
Yeah.
CLG. All right. We will track on.
Okay.
Yeah.
For fun.
Can you throw the graphic up anyway since you worked hard on it, Manny?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We will
it says Jan will get 4 hot pentas. This is not, or 4+ pentas. This is really not his.
This is, yeah.
What about,
it's not it.
What about if Jan gets 4 pentas, I'll eat the pepper?
That's fine.
if Jan gets 4 pentas, the rest of us have to. That would be.
That'll be exciting.
All right.
Okay, so did you say third regular season or third in playoffs?
By the end of the split, like third in playoffs.
Third in playoffs. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Manny.
All right. My hot
power of
take
friendship
is.
So
Sorry, man.
The reason why I say that is CLG is one of the few teams that has not had to change much about their whole roster.
They're just straight running it back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a straight run back, and I value a lot when a team is given the ability to just run the roster once again, and it came off of a momentum like driving ramp up from summer where a lot of people were counting them out. Contracts had his best split in recent years, got most improved player deservedly of the split, and now CLG have a ton to prove, and I think just with everything that they've just been working towards, I very much believe this is a team that is a greater sum than its individual players.
No, it's fair.
I don't believe in that at all, but that's a long rant, and I'd rather hear Manny's hot take.
Sure.
All right. My hot take is that Dignitas are the second coming of 2021 CLG.
Wow.
And brand-wise, it fits too, because they just threw money hoping that, like, all right, well, this is what it seems like it's going to work out, right? And
Oh, no. I'll drink to that.
That's a very funny way to phrase that.
So the reason why I believe this is because I have, for a very long time, I think along with you guys and a lot of other people, been very critical of LCS offseason roster construction, right? And this offseason, I thought was a pleasant surprise where a lot of teams kind of seem to have a lot of better ideas than we're going to throw like 4 veteran players together on a roster and just hope that they coalesce, which to me is kind of what it seems like Dig are doing. I guess Jensen and Santorin do that history from Team Liquid, granted, but I don't know if it's quite gonna be enough where they just kind of, they've picked up an import top laner and then they've brought Ignar back again. Ignar, hopefully on a better team, he'll be able to actually do the crazy shit that he's like good at for the first time in a couple of years. That's like the big thing. But I think that team, especially if the split doesn't start well, is going to crash and burn a little bit, and that is my hot take.
Okay.
By the way, I hope no one from Dignitas is watching this because I'm actually going to their compound to film content this weekend. So yeah, no one send this to Dignitas, please. I don't think my ego could take getting flamed.
Incentivize people
I'm gonna send
in the
this
chat.
directly to Caliente.
I don't think that people like I don't know. I don't think my ego could take getting flamed by like
Josh,
Jensen.
You have to separate Dignitas Challenger from the LCS roster.
I know, but every time I do it, you just get flustered.
Why are you doing it to piss me off? Like that, I'm very adamant that like Dignitas LCS and Dignitas Challenger like don't like ever collaborate whatsoever. I could be wrong, but it just like
Nah, they basically don't talk.
yeah. So like
All right.
I will say I put
stop.
I put Dignitas 6th, and I had them the highest rank. I was surprised by that. Like they were hard for me to put at 6th.
Really? I found it easy to put them
No,
at
I have too much faith in Jensen. I really do. I think Jensen and Santorin like will win games.
Yeah, I mean it's a hot take for a reason, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm prepared to eat.
I have
pepper.
way-
It was a content TM pick.
I really believe that Jensen's like going to be top 3 in his role. I don't know.
Nah.
It's happened
Nah.
too many splits before, man.
Nah.
I guess that also boils down to like with everyone's like C9 I guess takes, like how good do we really think LCS was last summer when Jensen came back? Because that team also like for most of summer Jensen did not look great. He kept getting caught and dying all the time.
Like part of like why I justified putting them where I did is like that was where they were ranked all of last year with that team. Because they were a middle of the pack team until that patch. And then Berserker and them figured out the way to play the patch. And they're good players on that roster. So
Yeah.
when they made it work, it worked.
And Sven got away with murder.
Yeah, but, you know,
Yeah.
that's...
I'm pretty convinced that
Berserker's
Jensen's
really
going to end up pretty middle of the pack.
Okay.
Like, I think Jensen has been overrated but good for a long time, right? Like, Jensen has not been the player that he first came to NA with on Cloud9 for like 5 years.
I mean, I think that the first couple Worlds, he was very, very good. But I also think he's still been, like... I don't know. To me, he's still great. He's still a really, really good player.
2018 is, I think, where he stopped being, like, really good.
Okay.
And ever since then, like, he's been good, but people are like, oh, he's so good. He's like, he's good, but is he worth $1 million? No.
People kind of forget about like 2015 Jensen too, Incarnation. That was not a great time either. Like, but once 2016 hit, that guy was like elite for a very, very long time.
Yeah, no.
Like, and I feel really bad betting against Jensen because I was like an old school C9 fan, obviously, but I had to make a hot take, and this was it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know. I think very highly of him. So he's always been up there for me. So that's kind of why I think he's back.
It's your turn.
My hot take is that Contract's going to be an all-pro jungler.
let's go, let's go,
Dude, I love the way this guy plays.
let's go.
I know that I have Contracts like, or CLG like rated lower, but this guy's been so criminally underrated for so long. Like I know last spring like he was like not playing well and it looked bad, but also he is the jungler, he is the playmaker of that team, and when he's on, like he can win games against I think anyone in the LCS and more teams internationally sometimes than like what we end up sending over.
I'm telling you, this is the year of El Contrato.
Also, a former coach of Contracts once said, I would never, if I have a losing draft, there is no other jungler like that I'd rather have than Contracts. And I fucking wholeheartedly agree with that statement. And I really love when CLG sometimes loses draft because he will go for some of the wonkiest, wildest shit. And usually I think it's pretty good. Like, he plays bad drafts really well.
Can I quote something that happened on Hotline League like 2 months ago real quick? They said that Contracts is the worst spring player they've ever seen and the best summer player they've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And unfortunately, we're walking into spring.
you know that for fun event? He looked good there. I'm gonna bank. things
Yeah,
off
but
that.
he tried and the Zoomers didn't.
But the Zoomers won. 2-1.
I know, and that's bad.
All right. Well,
I don't know. I think contracts will be like upper half. I think
no,
top five.
I think really highly of this guy. I think he's really, really, really slept on.
You and I are in the same boat, Cubby.
Yeah.
Juanito.
That is the role where I want the craziest player.
All right.
This is Contracts' redemption. Ever since he subbed in for EG back in 2021 summer, that was actually the only other game I'd ever been able to cast of LCS back when there's the audio broadcast, and I got to sub in. And that day, we got to witness Contracts sub in for Svenskeren, and he popped the fuck off on Diana.
Yeah.
Him. And then they did the post-game interview with him
Oh,
on the
God.
desk. He got super emotional, which got me emotional. And then we even got a little tidbit interview with him specifically through the audio broadcast.
No.
I've just been like, I'm rooting for this guy, man. I'm rooting for this guy.
He also loves Debo Samuel, and football's cool. So go Contracts. Way to be cultured.
It's not even just him too. Like I feel that way about CLG, and like I think a lot of other people do. There are other players. Like to me, the fact that like Dokla, Contracts, they had to like fight their way back up after like a rough time in the LCS. I think that's like super cool. Even Palafox, like he was kind of hyped coming off a Cloud9 Challenger. Originally didn't like deliver on FlyQuest, but he's kind of had like a serious career resurgence in the last year on
Yeah, I mean,
on
like
CLG.
to echo that sentiment. I mean, Luger and Poom have different stories of, coming up. Luger getting imported for the Turkish league and then like just already being a superstar in the Academy League in 2021.
I'm really looking forward to him versus Jan, by the way.
Yeah. Poom also like got scouted by the first class of 100 Thieves Next, was the very first person that they promoted within their own system. But Palafox was... There's a whole class of players in LCS, and I'm hoping this is one of the things I will, if not as a broadcast, individually be trying to rectify, that we didn't get to really hero build or player brand as much for players like Palafox, Blaze Olive, Blabber, Spica, Vulcan when they first debuted. It wasn't until they started winning that then they started like getting recognitions like, oh yeah, they're winning. Of course we must celebrate.
I mean,
them.
for me, like when Vulcan went to Worlds with CG, that's when everyone was like, yeah, this guy's really fucking good.
Yeah, right. But like,
So
but
he had it early.
but that's why I'm saying like,
That was like his first split, and everyone recognized
like the
it.
broadcast was not like giving them like, oh, we have new players in the LCS and like giving the appropriate like just recognition. It's like, okay, let's see where they go to. And because they didn't win, it's like, okay, well then.
Yeah, I mean, I've been critical of that in the past, right? Like I think that day one of the new league, you should recognize, in a way, every new player that is joining the league.
Yeah.
And that's something that LEC does with ERLs, and I think that is really good for the league in the time. And LCS with 30-minute waiting room, they don't have the time to do that, and so they choose to spend a lot of time on the big stories instead of like giving a tidbit on everyone.
Yeah.
Which I think is very important.
Which is why we've been so encouraging to all the players, especially in the Challengers League, who haven't made an LCS debut yet.
Yeah.
Build your brand and make content about yourself and, engage with us in whatever way you can.
Give us the Revenge Kenbeek vlogs.
Yes.
Those are good.
Yeah. Dude, I love the Revenge vlogs.
Revenge is a good guy.
And so this is just one of the things where, like, if you just have content ready about yourself before you get promoted, then... Like, when you look at the original stars of LCS, like, Double Lift, like, he did all that player building and brand by himself. Like, he didn't need the LCS to make special bits. It was mostly the LCS being, wow, Double Lift is already a big star. We should continue, like, riding that train and just continue elevating up on a podium because he's willing to talk. So, and just everyone should be vocal.
All right. So, worst hot take has to eat a pepper or something hot on stream or on a podcast.
Heads up as well, by the way, just so you guys know, we've been going for about an hour 35.
Yeah.
So
How many more topics do we have to kill? Anything else?
the only other thing was the game Crystal Ball.
Oh yes, the Crystal Ball.
Yeah.
That was our only other. That's our last planned topic.
So Manny, do you have the link copied?
I do not. No, I don't have it. Tweet it right now. The graphic is going on screen. Hurry up.
No. So go to my DMs with you, because you have my Discord up.
Oh, huge. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah,
can
you
do
can
that.
put it in the chat. But we did a Crystal Ball, guys, which you can join through a Google form. We'll give out a $50 RP card to the winner. My goal was to make people join the Discord to find this form. I didn't set the Discord up in time because things got a little bit wild today.
It's in chat.
But we did get the podcast off the ground, so that's what matters. So, yeah, join this. Fill out your crystal ball. Please spread it to anyone, everyone. Of course, $50 RP card to the winner. And we have your name in Discord so we can track who wins. But these are the categories, so you can play along with us. This is for the LCS regular season. And if you had a good time tonight, drop a like, follow, subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on, or if you're live with us here on Twitch.
Yes, you can use IGN.
It's been really fun. I've had a good-ass time.
Yeah, we doing
Can
questions.
we roast Mark real quick for falling asleep in Last of Us on camera real quick?
we're going back to the original topic we had.
I think it has to happen. We've been watching Last of Us like as a crew a little bit. And
It's a really good show.
yeah, so the second episode came out yesterday or something like that.
Yeah.
For anybody who has seen it, Mark got to the museum but did not stay awake for them to get to the courthouse or the state house. So anybody who's seen it is going to be like, so we're going to rewatch that.
It was past 2:30 a.m. at this point. And the thing, as you'll discover and confirm, I'm already like not that great with like being cool with alcohol after like one or two drinks. When you add in sleep deprivation on top of it, like I act the same way as I do drunk when I get sleep deprived. So a lot of times in the past,
There is correlation in that, by the way.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so well, okay, I did.
No, like there actual is like medical research.
I see.
Yeah.
So anyway, like when I'm like running on like little sleep, a lot of people will think I'm drunk, and it's like, no, I haven't slept, and I probably should go to bed. So we watched the first episode like at midnight, and then we started the second episode, and at that point it was like almost 2. So
I was surprised at how long the episodes were, to be honest.
I mean, I love it. I love that they're like super, like almost. I don't want to say like movie lengths, but almost like short movie lengths. It's a lot of content, and it's a lot of just really good moments in the show, and the pacing has been awesome. As someone that I know, Cubby has played the game.
Yep,
Josh has not
very good.
played the game. I have not played the game, but I know kind of the premise of it. I'm assuming you knew.
I know the premise.
Yeah.
I was an Xbox kid, and when that came to PC, I got it and I played it. It was worth
The
it.
one thing I will say, having not played the game, is just like the regular walkers. I wish they had given a little bit more of what those feel like before we got to the special infected.
I don't know, man. The opening scene is like so powerful, and that scene where like in the truck, and it's like from like the POV of like the backseat of the truck, that's taken from the game.
Yeah.
They really were loyal to the game, which is
Yeah, I get that, but like we get a scene of them being like, "Oh, look, they're all connected. Oh, don't step on the mushrooms."
yeah.
And it's just like, could we see a little bit more of them like tiptoeing around it? I think that's my one criticism of the show so far, because otherwise, like Pedro Pascal is a babe, and
You're not wrong.
they're doing
I
they're
gotta
doing great
say.
work.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to open it to questions for the chat, or do we?
Yeah, we'll take 1 or 2 questions here for 5 more minutes. We do have to make
All
sure
right.
that Manny is able to get out of here. We can clean
Well,
up.
there's no one on the roads now, fortunately. Well, that's not true. There's still traffic in LA. It's just less at this time of night. That
Oh,
that
now
is a
we're-
takeaway from Los Angeles, by the way.
Now we're
There's
going
a
all the way
lot.
back. We're just shitting on LA. Yeah.
True.
We love it out here, guys.
Question. While people are putting questions in, can I go off on my NA production thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
A
so-
recurring segment with Manny.
I want to do a segment at the end of every show called NA Production, where you guys either complain to me about something or I like talk about something related to the world of production, because I feel like it's not something that gets communicated a lot by the people, because we are like by nature behind the scenes. And the thing that I kind of wanted to hit on with this episode is basically transition times during games, basically, which is the time between the end, like basically when the Nexus falls, when champ select for the next game starts. There was a really obnoxious Reddit thread from someone that like hit the front page yesterday about the LEC's transition times, and I think there's just kind of a general misunderstanding, kind of among the community about like how that process works. So I kind of wanted to like give a little insight into it. Like the reason that people, like the reason we take breaks in between games is like not because we want to, it's like because we have to. You have to get 10 players on and off the stage, all their peripherals. In COVID, it had to be sanitized. Like there's, you know, things have like people, we don't just like take breaks because, you know, like we feel like it. It's like a natural type of thing. And the thing that I didn't like about this post from our, I guess the guy that was in the comments, because I saw him in the comments, he got like pretty heavily downvoted for this. I'm going to refer to him as the Apex Redditor for the rest of this. Because I thought it was kind of funny, but it's like, it's not like people ganging up on engineers is a bit of a, like the reason that this issue in the LEC happened, I don't have a specific window into like exactly what it was, obviously, but this was not something that they could have planned for. Sometimes like unforeseen things happen on you know, on a show, and it's not really anyone's fault. Sometimes like shit just happens. It happened to us last summer, that like TSM versus EG, I think, series where there was like hours and hours and hours of pausing, and like sometimes you can't fix it on the day. Like it's a lot harder to fix things while the cameras are rolling than it is off. Like what our issue wound up being with that, it was like an entire Riot network type thing. Like even the Wi-Fi was running slowly. They had to like tear up the entire stage and like during the week and like find like a specific wire that had like physically failed to like do this. So the engineers are like trying really hard. They're professionals. And that was basically like, so the reason, the issue with that one, I guess, if you guys are wondering, is the players were intermittently losing the white noise, and it wasn't just the white noise, it was all game sound in their headsets.
Oh, that's a problem.
And it was like impossible to track and like figure out what the pattern was. So what it wound up being, and this is like there's no good solutions to some of these, you just kind of have to deal with it, is like the teams agreed like we'll play through it and then we'll pause when it happens again. And that's something where it's like people can't really like prepare for something like that. Like shit happens. And the engineers, I want to shout out, they're just like incredibly dedicated people. They're like really good professionals. And to be an engineer today, you have to know like how all the cameras work from all these different things. And like you have to know the IT side, basically. You're like, there's so much they have to know. Those guys were there like all night, like trying to diagnose the problem. And I'm sure it was the same way in LEC. And it's week one. Shit's going to happen. There's going to be delays in LCS. I can already tell you that, just because there always is in every league at the start of the year, ironing out the kinks because things change. And yeah, that's my little NA production anecdote. Josh, have you been looking for questions?
Kind of. There's a couple in here.
Well, T-Leg said it was my time to get Raafaa back. It's no fun if I use that now. All right? We got to hang that over his head a little bit. Let me cook a little bit.
I don't like that phrasing.
Sneezes _ lol as thoughts on OQs, and
TFT is interesting, and Native is interesting. And I don't know the other teams, to be frank.
those are the only two teams I really know. I think they both look okay, but as of right now, I'm expecting the provisional teams to remain the provisional teams.
No, I think a couple will get knocked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Which ones?
CLG.
Okay, yeah, CLG Faith is pretty bad. Okay. I think one will get knocked out.
Sag.
So we'll take a look at that. Other questions. Do you have a favorite boba drink now?
So when I got boba the last time, it didn't suck, I will say. And it was a matcha latte, like with espresso, which I usually get.
Dirty
like,
matcha.
I'll get that like at Starbucks, like matcha with espresso bangs. So I had that in boba and it didn't suck. It was good.
I did see the thing about Kenvi, and I think that's just.
I
worse.
think
So
we're
I'm gonna
being
continue
trolled.
calling him.
I'm
Kenvi.
sorry, Charlie. I think we're being trolled. If not, then 100 Thieves controlled the branding.
Yeah.
We were told it can be.
What are you guys most excited to do in LA? Ask Zextrap.
Ooh.
Hit up. I want to go to a couple national parks actually out here.
Mm-hmm.
Like nature's cool. And I also got my golf clubs, so I got to go hit the driving range.
There's a ton of like really fun outdoor places to explore. I've told these guys multiple times we need to go to Griffith Observatory. It's beautiful when you go up the I don't remember what the mountain or hill is called, but when you drive up there,
I don't think Raaf wants to go up there with us.
what do you mean?
We are male.
I'm showing you two how beautiful the site is.
I've been there
I have
I
not.
forgot that. Okay.
with my brother.
Manny,
I've been there.
Manny,
Who is also
should
male.
we go?
Oh, hold on,
I
hold
went
on.
there. It's pretty-
There's I have 3 things. One, I want to go back to Knott's Berry Farm because that's a cool place. I want to go out to Big Bear and go skiing / snowboarding, and I actually have people to play Warhammer with, so that's a big plus. Shout out to Lynn and Steve, Respawn, Joey, and Jensen, and Cruz. What do you mean a rare L? It's a great place. I'm just saying that Raaf should take a girl there. Unfortunately, we don't have a basement.
Okay.
This is how we minorly get Rafa back.
Oh man.
By just putting this into the
I
universe.
just wanted to offer taking these guys to Griffith Observatory.
I'll
and
go
then-
with you, but you have to buy me dinner first.
Let me fucking finish. You goddamn degen. Holy shit. Because I was gonna offer to bring my camera and take nice pictures. Because I took nice pictures of Colin Miko the last time we went
Dude,
out there.
honestly, you know what my profile picture is on Facebook? It's the one you took of me in the Cubs game. It's pretty sweet. Not that I use Facebook, but I got parents, friends that I got to keep up with that I like.
Okay,
Wanna know what's going on in their
real
lives,
thought
too.
though.
Yeah.
We can go to the planetarium, and I will wear my Doctor Strange costume.
I'm telling you, that shit will bang.
All right, Manny, do you have any closing thoughts before we get on out of here?
Not particularly. I guess this year I'm trying to go mountain biking more. That would be my what I
Ooh.
want to do. I
like
did
that.
a lot on the East Coast, and yeah, I'd like to start doing it again now that I'm, I guess, more set up out here than I was last year.
All right, guys, this was fun.
Okay, but I never got to really answer like what I want to do in LA because I was just chiming in on what Cubby was like with like outdoor stuff. I want to see a bunch of concerts,
Oh, okay.
concerts and music.
That'd be fun.
Music
Do
festivals.
you not get very many in Salt Lake?
I mean, we had it, but like it wasn't as accessible, and it like we don't always get like the big name stuff around our place. Like otherwise, you would have to go downtown to like the Vivint Arena, and I don't know. Like we obviously we had big names come through, but we would never hear about them until tickets were already sold out. But like LA has like a really just cool music accessible vibe that you can just go find stuff for, right?
The last concert I went to, that would be like a Patreon story. It's not one I can share, but
Not Fan
it's a good.
House? Not
No, oh God, come on, no. That
We're not supporting our Queen Jasmine Rice Girl?
no. So okay, I should have cut this way before. I should have cut this way before.
L.
Oh my God, no. The,
Ruined that. We
clearly
could have
missing
campaigned for
but
sponsorship.
the last concert I went to, my buddy was headlining the House of Blues in Chicago, so that was pretty cool. And I have a pretty great story from that, but that's not for this. And that's how we should probably get out of here.
Yeah, I think that's probably about it for us today here on Raising NA for the first time.
You guys have anything to promote? Rafa Thursday, LCS. Josh,
Come play Warhammer with me.
Manny.
We are shooting perhaps the most unhinged segment in LCS history this week. So
Yes,
stay tuned.
I have heard rumors about that.
Don't
Not leaking it, but
no,
it's
I'm
on
not
its
saying
way.
shit, but I'm a fan of it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be back next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, Raising an A.